So here we have the field of battle before deployment. We've got a little bit of a desert map, and considering the Praetorians are involved, we've gone for a little bit of a Orks drift narrative. So it's big guns never tire. We've got an Imperial line of defence here, which the Guard are setting up in, and then the Orks will be charging across the desert towards them. In terms of objectives, it's 4 overall. 1 here, 1 in this little oasis here, 1 here, and then 1 all the way over here. So let's see what happens. Okay, so here we have 2,000 points of Praetorian Guard. Let's take a closer look. Chris, if you'll show us around.
Okay, so first of all here we've got my tank commander, who's my warlord, so it's Vanquisher with a las cannon, with a bodyguard with a battle tank with a las cannon, heavy bolters. Then I've got a company commander HQ with an astropath and master of ordnance, and a couple of grenade launchers. Then I've got my regimental advisors, which are 2 level 2 psychers, a ministerial priest, and a commissar with a bolt gun. Then I've got my 1st infantry platoon here, where the command section's got 2 flamers and then 3 squads with power swords and melter guns, and a squad of 3 missile launchers. And I've got a 2nd infantry platoon with a grenade launcher in the command section, 2 squads with autocannons, grenade launchers, and 2 squads with autocannons and flamers, and then a squad of mortars.
Very good.
Okay, and then for heavy support we've got a demolisher with a las cannon and multi-melters, and we've got a Wyvern with a whole heavy flamer, and then for fast attack we've got a Hellhound with heavy bolter and dozer blade, and then 2 armoured sentinels with plasma cannons.
And that makes 2,000 points. What a beautiful army. On the nose, not a point wasted. So here we have 2,000 points worth of Orks. Let's see what we've got. Lewis, take us through for a closer look.
Okay, so we've got 5 death copters, 2 of these have got buzzsaws, and they've all got the twin-linked rockets. He's supposed to be with these guys. We've got the war boss, he's in mega armour. He's got 3 ammo runs, an attack squig, a combi rocket, and the lucky stick, as well as a boss pole, accompanied with 10 knobs. In that we have 2 power claws, 2 big choppers, 2 scorchers, and they've all got heavy armour. We've got a squad of 10 boys, completely stripped with nothing on them. Another squad of 10 with a knob boss pole power claw. Again, knob boss pole power claw with his boys, and this one's just got a big chopper instead of the power claw. 6 killer cans. They've all got the rocket launchers and rot riggers to fix them up. We've got a 2nd war boss. He's on a war bike with a power claw. He's got an attack squig, and he's accompanied with 5 knob bikers, as well as a pain boy on a bike. 3 of the knob bikers have power claws, and 1 has a war banner. A squad of 10 looters, just plain looters, completely stripped. And then 4 trucks, each with a rocket. 3 of the trucks go to the boys, and 1 truck goes to the war boss, the warlord, with his knobs.
Excellent, 2,000 points. Let's see what happens. So here we have the battlefield after deployment. Looking first at the Ork lines, we have the knob bikers running down the flank. And then moving across, we've got the looters on this hill, which we've said has battlefield debris on it, so it's effectively area terrain. Then moving across, we've got the killer cans on this flank here. And then, if we look at the other side of the table, the guard battle lines, the defence. We have the HQ section tanks here. Then basically just hordes of infantry running across the board, demolisher in front of the Wyvern in the centre, and another blob of infantry with the sentinels and the Hellhound covering this flank. Right, let's see what happens. Right, so guard movement turn 1. The commander's bodyguard has pushed over to the right here to get a shot down range at the bikers. The fanaticism of the priest here has pushed his squad forward closer to try and put some fire on there. And then the only other thing to move is this Hellhound has pushed from the flank into a more central position. In terms of psychic powers, the only ones that went off led to these guards not only ignoring cover, but also re-rolling all hits, and that's with prescience and perfect timing. Let's crack on with shooting. So guard turn 1 shooting has got off to a great start. Combined fire from these lads here, and the Demolisher managed to clear out the Death Copters, and then a Killer Can was killed over here, and then the Looters were wiped out as well. 2 trucks were wrecked, but nothing happened to the boys inside. And then 1 biker knob was killed from all the fire over here, which was considered a lucky escape. So Orc movement turn 1, the boys are eager to spill some guard blood, so they've pushed forward across the board. Everyone avoided being immobilised when they drove over the wrecked hulls of their allies' vehicles, and that's pretty much it. Everything's just pushed forward. Let's get on to shooting. So, Orc shooting.
We'll see how it goes.
These guys are staring down the barrel of a gun. They've turbo boosted forward. The truck has also moved forward. All the lads have just run, although they only got about 2 or 3 inches each. And then over here, these boys ran forward an inch as well instead of shooting their rockets. That's the end of the Orc turn 1, so let's see what the Guard can do turn 2. So, Guard movement and psychic phase. This squad just pushed forward a little bit round the corner here, and the Hellhound continued its road trip across the board. In terms of psychic powers, these guys have foreboding and prescience, so they've got counter-attack, shooting overwatch at full ballistic skill, re-rolling shots or misses. And then this Demolisher also has prescience. He's taken a glance at the Orc lines over there. Guard shooting turn 2. It's been punishing, it has to be said, despite the lack of a Punisher tank. Basically, starting out over here, the War Boss's truck got wrecked, and then the Hellhound flamed the guys inside, so he's lost 3 there. These guys, their truck got wrecked, and then they got just so many wounds in the explosion, because actually it did explode. 3 guys were remaining. And then this unit, by combined mortar fire and various templates, have been stripped down to just a mere 3 guys as well. Over here we've got 2 wrecked cans. So Guard assault turn 2, they managed to fix bayonets, run forward and wipe out the boys in front of them. So let's see if the Orcs can start bringing the pain in their turn 2. So Orc movement turn 2. The Knob Bikers have skidded around this corner here, ready to take on the Guard. The War Boss and his Knobs and the Scorchers at the front are pushing forward to bring the pain as well on these Guardsmen in the Oasis here. And then basically, as you can probably all predict, just the line of Orcs, which is no longer a green tide, more of a green puddle, is sort of trying to splash the Guard lines over there. And then obviously these guys continue their long, slow and more than likely suicidal march across the battle. So in the Orc shooting, the Scorchers, carried by those Knobs there, managed to wipe out 8 of the Guard in the Oasis, and then combined fire from these managed to kill 2 of the Guard here. Let's move on to assault. So war has been declared. So Orc assault turn 2. Things have jumped up a notch. This entire squad has been wiped out. Didn't quite get the multi-charge on here, so what can you do? He forgot to declare it. Otherwise that would have been a company command squad dead. This combat continues. That's pretty much it. Let's crack on. Guard movement, they've pulled back into a little bit of a castle in the centre of the board. The Hellhound has pushed over here with the company command squad just in front of him. They've moved around the side of the Oasis as well. And then as you can see, the Demolisher's just reversed to get a shell onto this group over here. Let's see what happens. So guard turn 3 shooting, they've put a lot of fire into a very small space on the board. They've managed to kill one of the bikers and put a wound on the war boss. They've cleared out this war boss on foot's guard and done a wound to him. That's it. And then over here, these guys have now got a hull point on each sentinel from plasma overcharging. However, they have managed to wreck yet another one of these cannons. So guard assault turn 3, they managed to clear out the rest of those boys and consolidate back towards these lines. So Ork movement was relatively quick and predictable. These Orks pushed forward into the guard castle. Ork assault turn 3, they managed to destroy the tank commander and his bodyguard and wipe out the missiles, and then they've consolidated 6 to carry on across the line. Okay, so guard, movement and psychic, these tanks have just pulled back round the corner here. This blob has first rank, second rank, and so does this one. So at the end of the guard shooting turn 4, the only guy who is left is the war boss on 1 wound. And then of course these 2 guys who are just sneaking away over here. But everyone else around him has been stripped away. Let's see what the Orks do. So Ork movement phase, the war boss has picked his target, he's going for glory. Let's see if we can destroy that wyvern. Ork shooting, the war boss actually managed to do a glance with his rocket against the wyvern, making his job a little bit easier. I don't think he'll need the help, but let's see what happens. He's done what he wanted to do, he's wrecked that tank, that wyvern. Let's see if he can survive shooting from all of these guards. So guard turn 5 shooting, it came down to the last melter, but they did manage to kill the war boss. We're going to Orks turn 5, however there's just these 2 over here who are out of range of the rest of the guard weaponry at the end of their turn. So we'll just see what happens, see if the game continues. Yes, that's a what. So after the dust has settled, the battle stands as such. These sentinels and the tank have that objective there. Company command squad has this objective. Hellhounds sort of whizzed onto this objective whilst all the chaos was going on mid-board. Plus First Blood and Warlord takes it to 11 points. And then if we just look at the Orks here, they've got this objective here, and then a heavy support and another heavy support, making it 5. So 11-5 to the guard. Well done, guard. Awesome battle. So Lewis, fantastic game. Really enjoyed watching it as usual. How are you feeling?
I was feeling a little bit gutted first and second turn, but even though I still lost, I think I kind of turned it around a little bit. So I'm feeling good. It was a fun game, really fun game.
That's what matters, isn't it? Okay, anything you would have done differently?
I definitely would have outflanked my deathcopters. I mean, I was kind of contemplating it from first turn. As soon as I got them on the board, they were gone. So definitely outflanked them next game.
Okay, and man of the match, although do I really need to ask?
I'm going to give it to me Warlord. He soaked up the boards and he took out like 3 tanks or something like that. So
took out a lot, yeah.
Took out some stuff, so yeah, definitely to me Warlord.
Wicked, man. Okay, good game, well done. Okay, Chris, fantastic game and first battle report. I've been trying to get you in one for a long time, but you know, circumstances haven't allowed it. I'm feeling good you're in one. How are you feeling?
Good, but relieved when his war boss got in. I thought he might have it, but relieved he managed to stop him.
Okay, so anything you would have done differently?
Probably would have put my tank commander more towards the centre of the battlefield because he was a bit exposed and down there.
On the flank, had to sort of run away.
Would have had him further towards the centre where he could have got better shots. Well, still could have got the same shots off. Further away from the war boss.
Fair enough, always a good place to be, further away. And finally, man of the match.
Well, it's got to go to the big blobber guard with power swords and melter guns that held the centre of the line, and then came back and mauled a large portion of the bike. And
just didn't stop, did they? They just carried on. Like, it was awesome. Good game, man.